Hi, it's Kevin Ackland from the Breakfast Networking Guide. Some tips and some ways of improving your networking skills. I want to tackle the aspect of trust and how important it is to establish trust at a very, very early stage within your networking group. It's the way to get referrals. Very difficult to get referrals actually if you don't have trust within your group. One of the first things I think is important for you to do is to actually turn up every single week. Make sure that you're always attending your networking meeting and getting there. There always seems to be people that are either there every single week and always turn up, and other people that always seem to have a reason why they can't attend the networking meeting. And that in itself kind of shows what types of people they are. Often the people that are not turning up believe that they have a more chaotic or more busy business lifestyle than the other people. I often don't find that's the case. The people that are turning up in every single week are actually they prioritise the meeting because they know how important it is, because they need to be there every single week. That's what they believe in, and that's the reason why they make sure that they don't clash with the appointment they've got of attending the networking meeting. The next thing that I feel is very important is to be on time. Punctuality is something that people get very, very wound up about. People really don't like it when people are late. And some networking groups won't tolerate it at all. I'm part of a networking group that actually are fairly lax on that side of things. It's interesting that the persons that are always late always seem to be late. There's always a reason why they're late, and that's the way it is. A couple of things I think that you should pick up on here. First of all, if that person is late for the networking meeting, is it possible that person will also be late for any kind of referrals that you gave them? And that starts to degrade the trust that you might have had with that person if you start to think that way about a person that's always being late. I have to say as well, I think it actually conveys a lack of respect to the rest of the group, the fact that they seem to be allowed to turn up late when everybody else is having to get there on time. I feel that it kind of does break down that trust aspect of it. Next thing I feel is very important is to look, in terms of building trust, is to stay right up until the end. I've noticed that there are some people that always seem to have appointments that they need to rush off at the end. You wonder again what that's going to be like in a referral situation that you might have arranged with them, and they miss often the part on referrals. It may well be that they don't have any referrals to give and they therefore don't think it's important. I remember an instance whereby I remember one of my fellow members giving a referral to a particular person, thinking to myself that I couldn't actually afford the services of that person. I thought, if he can, then probably I can. So I learned quite a lot by staying to the end, even though I was listening to other people give referrals within that group. It's an interesting thing that happens sometimes. Fourth thing really is to be positive at a networking meeting. Nobody likes a moaner. It's really important to try and be positive about everything really, towards the group, towards your business, towards your fellow members. Being negative really doesn't get anybody anywhere, and I think that just showing positivity generally means that it's going to be better for the group, and it's a much better to be part of a breakfast networking group that is positive. So those four things are very important. I think you combine this with one very, very important last thing. If you can turn up over a long period of time, years, when you attend every single week, that you're on time, that you're staying to the end, and you're positive, I think you can imagine what that would do to the level of referrals that you would get from the group. And I think that's fairly obvious, but turning up over a long period of time is definitely a good thing to do. So that's the end of my networking tips on building trust. It's Kevin Ackland from the breakfastnetworkingguide.com. Thank you very much.